Okay, so we have a new topic in line. For those of you who are going to see this later on recording, and we'll include a link as well in the description of the YouTube, which will be uploaded later on. Welcome back, Scarlett, and welcome back, Lord Shiva. Due to a prior or pre-meeting discussion, this topic seems to be one that resonates with a lot for who's all facing this regarding changes in our lives. What does resonate in our environment? What does resonate for us with others? And
changing from 3D to 4D.
Regarding Scarlett's situation for Carmen and her job is no longer serving her. Same thing for Joe, that I'm actually Nightwing helping him out in timing to know when is correct and how to get the correct answer to convey that to the third or 3D world of bosses that our 3D bodies are facing on a daily basis, even though it's income. And what we're talking about is how to convey that message that's not abrasive or resistant in any manner. So Scarlett, go ahead and explain, if you will, what you're facing this coming week and what you're wanting to do to actually provide that kind of message to Carmen.
Yes, I will, because I'm so glad that you both are here to help, and you are always helping, and that's why I talk to you about it, because it's very important for me. And so the thing is, I want to quit my job. I will do it next Wednesday. It's the 13th of September, so I have to quit it. But I was very euphorious, you know. Oh yeah, I just pissed off there, you know what I mean? And they all I will kick their asses, okay? So I was very glad because I got a top new job in my family, and they were very loving and very kind, and they said, all will be good, you don't have to worry anymore, you are safe here, then no one could ever make yourself some trouble or trouble you anymore. And so I was so glad. So I picked up my contract with the old boss, and I read it, and there was a sentence, and that's my problem now, because I was dealing with 4 weeks of letting go. So I have to stay there 4 weeks longer and then quit. But the contract says, because I am in this office for 6 years, so I have a longer time period to live. It's 2 months, it's 8 weeks. So that's the problem. So I want to quit there to start my new job on 1st of November. But the contract says I just can't start my job at the 1st of December. So that's the trouble.
Can I ask you something? Do you know what is the penalty for you if you did leave before?
Yeah, the penalty
because our world has changed now from 3D. Yeah. That was when you signed the contract when you was in 3D and you was in 3D conscious. Now you've moved into 4D and 5D conscious. So you're not in the conscious of 3D anymore. Yeah, that means the contract is still in 3D, but you're not. So you can leave the contract in 3D and you can move on over into 5D and forget about it. You can, trust me, because that is the case of consciousness. Consciousness is you're able to change your reality to what you want it to become.
Yes, but the penalty, there is no penalty in it. But the thing is, if I quit before the time period is over, I have to pay. I won't get paid, but I have to pay.
You see, you won't get paid.
Yeah, I have to pay.
They'll hold your money. They'll hold your check. You hold your check.
Yeah, and so I have to back the boss to say, hey, listen, I don't fit in here any longer. I don't belong here any longer. I'm not okay. I'm in a real bad condition, physically and emotionally. And so I want to ask you, please let me quit with this time period of 4 weeks and not of this 8 weeks, because I don't fit in here any longer. I don't feel very well. And so it's the benefit of him to leave me before.
I
because
feel
he
that
was
in my
not
I,
okay.
I feel that in my solar plexus right now. So I'm feeling that everything's going to be better for you. It's going to go okay.
Yes. Oh, yes. I'm so glad about it. So
Oh,
you see, here was the trouble I had was how to find the right words to tell him. But you both helped me. And so you see, that's what I wanted to, I got it in mind now. So I have to say, well, please, it doesn't serve me anymore. It doesn't serve you anymore. If you keep me here for 8 weeks and have to pay me, so please
And
let
I'm
me know.
miserable, and I probably won't do a good job for you. Trust me. I found that I was facing something wasn't me at that time because I wasn't in the body, but at the time when this happened, the other conscious was in the body, and she was facing something sort of like that. She had just took on a job that and they put her on a night shift, which is no good for for this particular body here. So
Yeah.
that, but she wanted to try it, and then after 1 week, the the nose began to bleed. Her nose started bleeding. She couldn't sleep. Just everything was happening.
really
The
wasn't
whole body
resonating with
started
her at
changing.
all. Yeah, it was
So
giving her,
yeah, so she was
complete
breaking
resistance.
down, and
That's
so she
crazy.
went to the
Late
yeah
hours
she
were
went
very risky. Late hours. Those are risky hours.
and so she went to the boss, and she said, "Look, um, you got to switch me back on. You got to put me on the
Days were
first shift,
done.
or I'm gonna you're gonna find me dead on your job one day, or I'm just not gonna make it because I can't. It just not, my body won't adjust to it, and whatever she gave them, they switched over, which is it was unnormal for them to do that. That particular company, they don't usually do it, but they had to do it for it.
I
Like,
have to agree with Shiva, and I think you agree as well, Scarlett. The answer is already given. It's just
Yeah.
putting the proper context for what they will accept in their lower frequency of 3D to actually understand that being that you're on 4 and 5D, though Carmen, physical body of yours, is not, but mentally and spiritually, she's with you because you love each other.
exactly.
And
And
with
then
that idea, you'll manifest the proper terms as well as conveying a proper context from your heart, not your mind. Don't let Carmen take too much control of it. Allow what we resonate for you to actually have Carmen then type it or write it, put it to, I guess, a good mentality of attitude, and then share that message. Not rehearsed to them, rehearsed for her. That way it can be conveyed that they will resonate with that, understand, comprehend, and have compassion. To then say, you made a good point. Okay, I guess it is time for you to leave. And we won't penalize you for it because you are going to be fine. It is very true.
Yes, that's true. That's true. I cannot work there anymore. Even my cousin, my new boss, my cousin is my new boss, and he loves me very much, and I love him very much, and it's very lovely. And so he
I
said,
can feel the emotion from you already. It's beautiful. And your
yes.
family
So,
does love you
yeah.
deeply, that they
Yes.
want you to have that happiness, freedom. I mean, no
Oh,
different from
yeah.
what Abraham says in her many videos, or their many videos. I can't say her because it's incorrect. Abraham has shared repetitively the message of having fun, being able to daydream. Go to that point. Meditate on what is not your job. What is not your control? What is not part of what resonates? But then look at even our own bodies that we are inhabiting, that we chose. That also is part of what we don't have control. The blood flow, heart beating, all those things, even how the mind actually works. The 3D tries to analyze that and it can't.
No. You have control. You have control of that too, because your
But
body.
when I say don't know control, I mean not your job to truly manipulate it. Our job is more instead of observing it. That's what I'm referring by not on our work. It's just
Say that again.
Observation. Observe what seems to be more for granted. That's what Hicks actually was sharing, which is extremely powerful, simple, but something for a 3D world just to try, because guess what will happen? They'll wake up.
Well, the thing is, we're working with polarity, and as long as you're gonna have polarity no matter what. But when you're in the low 4D, you have more polarity, And
Yes.
as you rise, you have less polarity, but you still got polarity. So you got both of the energies working. So you have to balance that out and know, you know, how to work with both of them, you know, in order to make your reality become your reality and not the reality that you do not want, but the one that you want.
Yes,
What
exactly.
serves you is really what matches your frequency. And that's what you got to go with. What really matches and makes you feel
And
happy and have fun. Because if
and
you use
today
manipulative, that is detrimental. They can't live that way. And yet humanity has lived that way conditionally, manipulatively, indoctrinated in their minds by various environments. And that's not how we were created. We were created to be co-creators. That's the design of us, totally. And these bodies are just for us to actually share that with each other, because we got to wake a lot of people up. They are not
yeah, and
awake because they feel that, oh, but that's got to be true. How do you know what truth actually is if you don't look within? The source is
Yes.
there already. Go to the source. You name it God, you can name it any name you wish to give. The source doesn't lie. The source is, for one, ordered. Two, wants you to feel free, happiness, have fun, imagine, create in your mind, daydream, please.
daydream, please. Yes, you have to in order to make your reality change, to change your reality of your consciousness. As long as you're waking up to consciousness, you have to wake up to the consciousness. And if you don't know you have a conscious or that you are conscious, how are you going to wake up to that? And to wake up to your consciousness must become aware. That's waking up to conscious. The conscious has to
On top
become
of the
aware.
fact you stated well, we do create our own hell. We're born into
Yes, you
hell
do.
because we're purging to get all the things we forgot to be remembered. That's not a negative.
Yes, and
That's not a wrong
that's the
thing.
point
It's
where
just to
you,
help you clean up.
yes, and that's the point where we all see when something doesn't fit any longer for us. And so this is what happens when you feel there's something that keeps me away from that, and I don't want to do this anymore. And so this was a point that comes slowly. It doesn't come overnight. It comes slowly when I started to realize that there's something going on around my back. What goes around comes around. So I know this. And so
Yes,
It's
yeah,
actually, it's even
I
defined as
believe, you
karma.
know what? I believe that what happened to you the day that this happened, because it had never happened to you before, that incident, that yes. And so I believe that that was the higher self that's put that in the way to cause this to come to the end of this timeline that you've been gave your life to for so long, and now you must make the change. Yeah, I believe that. Now, do I believe that it is necessary for you to go to your family? I'm not quite so sold on that yet, but I'm not touching it at this point either,
Well,
because
maybe it might be
you
premature
know,
yet to
because
define how that will unfold. Yeah.
you gotta do something. In one sense you do, in one sense you don't, because here's the case. In the long run, we must release ourselves from anything that deals with the 3D world, no matter what it is, and no matter who it is, whether it's our family or whoever they are. We must release ourselves from everything that deals with the 3D world. And if they're still locked in 3D world, you're still gonna be locked in 3D world. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, it's hard for the humanity to release and totally rely on source to provide for them, you know, to give you what you need and everything that you need in that and you're now. It's hard for people to do that. They just can't seem to let it go because you're so used to having it
Well, it's
your
been
way, or
programmed
having
for a
you know.
long time, Shiva. That's why. And due to the fact that humanity has been so
But that
controlled and manipulated by a lot of the lies, in the lies I state, it's from school, it's from churches, it's from every
then you're not waking
surrounding
up. Then you're not
direction.
but
Yeah,
then
they
you're not
wake up
waking.
because they got programmed from the get-go when they were born. And
But
that's
regardless,
why we got to help them to see that when you're born, the language you actually even start with, they don't get. Family, being parents, siblings, if there are any, just, you know,
but so you know what?
generations don't get it because they're all
The
asleep.
thing is the best teacher that you can ever teach or give someone, or the best message you can ever give someone, is by example, by simply doing it in an example, by you taking charge of your life and you making that step out there and saying, look, I did it and I didn't worry about it, and I'm okay. They provided for me, everything is fine. So,
Right.
you know,
And that's what brings the curiosity at that point. Like, how'd you do that? I was like, well, because I didn't let it serve me. No,
Well,
what do you mean? Then I'll ask more questions.
Well, I think it's just Neil Armstrong once said it's one little step for humanity, one big step for mankind. So this is one step for me to get off. And so when I am just walking in another place, in another environment, and working there and get some fun, and I'm happy that, and then I still have the chance to decide, is it the right thing or not, and release it when I'm ready to release it again. So
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
And
You'll know it right away because
that's
you're
true.
more
That's
sensitive to
true.
your feelings. You're going to sense it a lot quicker than most others who are asleep, who don't understand what they're sensing, but their gut's yelling at them.
What you want to do, you want to take out more time now than any time that you ever have is to spend time with yourself. And
Yeah.
more time we spend with ourselves, the more time we'll have the waking, the awareness to come on, begin to wake up more, and you begin to see things as reality as to what it is. Then you can co-create the way you want it to be, because that's where we're at now. And things are coming upon us extremely fast, very fast.
Oh yeah,
we're
right
in a
now
very
it's
fast
big
movement
on a
right
high
now.
throttle. There's a massive throttle going on right now. We're all sensing it. That's why people are going more upheaval. Even in England, I just saw one gentleman, very well versed, awakened as well already, stating, we're not taking any more of your crap. He spoke to 3D, obviously, because the fact you lied to us, you control us, you try to tell us what we can or cannot do. We're done with that. We're free.
Who is this?
And we're not going to, it was a gentleman that was, I think it was posted either on Facebook or on LinkedIn, spoke to a massive crowd of awakeners. At least most of them were awake. But I could sense the frequency from him that he is awake. And he just basically exclaimed, we're tired of all the tyranny. We're tired of all this control.
That's why we're here to change the tyranny. We change it.
That's why
we change it by changing our life. We change it by changing our life. We change it by changing our conscious. We change it by changing our reality. We change it by living in our now and co-creating what we want to be in the future. What we want it to be, not what we don't want it to be, but what we want. And that's the hardest thing.
He spoke of that as well. He's like, we do have the freedom to be able to not even wear masks if we choose not to, because guess what? You created a lie. And you're trying to control us with this lie by telling us about a vaccine, telling us about testing. Well, we're done with that. This guy was rude.
So you find a way around what they want for you versus what you want for you. You find a way around it. Though people do have to go shopping. I seen a lady in the store the other day. She didn't have no mask on. Nobody said nothing to her. I'm like, why the rest of them got masks on then? You know what I'm saying?
Masks already, and then they get thrown out of the store. I'm like, you're not gonna wear a mask, you're not coming in. I'm like, wow.
And some person, he just went to his doctor and insists that the doctor write him a prescription that he don't have to wear that mask.
The doctors are also so corrupt that it's just like they just want to add more because they're lining their pockets anyway.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not saying about the corrupt doctors. I'm talking about if you have one that you have a personal relationship with. I've never went to a doctor for them to tell me what I need for my body. I have always went and said, look, this is what I need, and this is what I want you to give me. Not what you want me to give me, but this is what I want, and this is what's wrong with me. And that's the way I always conducted myself. You don't tell me.
Roy,
yeah, I tell you what I want.
A doctor about Lyme disease. When I heard it, I was around. Joe was listening too, but I spoke more because I didn't have any THC in me. So Joe didn't have any THC, but I did speak up because I came out when I heard Roy talk, and I'm like, I started laughing. I'm like, so you were arguing partly or more of just discussing regarding your Lyme disease and what you already know from your research. And the doctor flat out told you, I don't know anymore. He's like, well, then I wasted my time here. And Roy walked out of the office because the doctor couldn't provide any other solution for Lyme disease.
There you go.
That's kind of the same attitude you may actually face, Scarlett. If they don't get it, they're really asleep. But if it could be at least a trigger to that awakened heart of theirs or of his to actually understand and justify about that job that no longer serves you. It is compounding feelings as well as physical lowering of your energy that's making you physically ill, mentally ill. In his
Yeah.
eyes, it'd be like, okay, are you trying to justify to get out? Like, well, yeah, because I can't really be here any longer, or else you're not going to have a productive employee. I'm not going to be able
Yes.
to do what you need me to do. And I'm not saying this as a threat. I'm saying this actually is just truth for you to understand,
then-
and put yourself
and then
in my shoes.
Yes, and then you're taking back your power. You're taking your power
Completely.
back into your hands, and you begin to co-create your life the way you want to co-create it, because you are the co-creator of your own life. You are,
Yeah.
and you must make that change yourself, because we don't have a savior. We don't have no God that's going to save us. No, we not at all. We got the power to save ourselves, and that's what
We liberate ourselves as it is. We have
the power has
sources
been
to
given
help
back
us
to us.
get to that.
Huh?
We have already source as part of us anyway to be able to liberate more. And that's the whole point, because we can't be controlled any longer. These bodies have got to get freed. And you're going to be fine, Scarlett. You're going to be just totally fine. Don't even worry. Tell
Yeah,
calm her mind and
absolutely.
not to be so resistant to where the resistance is because of what she's been receiving is causing the headaches. It's not by her manifestation of that. It's what came through as a manifestation that she's
Because she live into
saying, I'll come to peace with this and the headaches will subside. If she just if she just changes her mentality, I am well, the headaches will go away
Because you're living too much in the thought. You're living too much in the thought. You're too much concerned about,
Carmen will get
what's
rid of
the,
it. She'll be
what's the,
liberated because
yeah.
you love her
You-
enough. She'll be fine. She'll be
You're
fine.
more concerned about you, and you got to stop being so concerned about it. You got to relax. You got to go into your heart. You just got to totally breathe, and then you got to just let it happen.
Drink more
And that's
water.
simple as that, and
Yes,
you got to,
yes,
and don't procrastinate. Do it. Don't procrastinate.
Wednesday sounds
No.
like a proper date.
Yes.
At the end of the month. I agree with
Yeah.
that. And I think that you
Yes.
agree, and Carmen is correct to actually share that for Wednesday. So that actually resonates very well.
Yes, I think it's the best thing. And so I decided, when I'm talking to you now, I decided to just let it come as it comes, because it cannot be wrong, because it's my higher self talking. When I will talk to my boss, I will let it come. I will ask him very
You already have
polite.
it, honey.
May
You
I,
already have it.
may I
It's
talk
just
to
letting
you
it
for a
convey.
while?
You got it.
Yeah, and so it will come all alone. I think something happens just in this
Oh,
moment.
no, this moment is all three of us highest selves. We're in the tribunal trinity
Yes,
of
but
love that
let
you're
me-
seeing
let
light
me-
from us. Yes.
Yes, let me explain, please.
Go
So
ahead.
something happens when we're talking about this.
Mhm.
Something was in my mind and said, let it come. Just let it come. You will exactly know what to say. You will exactly know what to do. Just let it come.
Exactly. And that's what I've been facing with everything that has happened to me, and that is going on in my life. And then not only just in my life, because my life is not just connected to me, it's connected to a world. And
Yeah.
as I see myself being moved from here like a chess game, like what the hell? So I just sort of just I just keep the calmness. I just relax, and then I allow whatever is being taking place, allowing it to happen. Though it couldn't be frustrating, but I won't allow it to be frustrating. In fact, I will refuse to be in the low, and I take it to the high. Even though even though I could go to the low, but I won't. I will not go to the low. I keep it in the high. And I just know that it is in perfect planning, and everything is coming out.
What are you
in
feeling
the
right
right
now, Scarlett? How's
Yes,
Carmen feeling?
exactly.
How's Carmen feeling right now, Scarlett?
Huh?
How
What?
is Carmen feeling now, Scarlett, after our interaction? Just talking about this. Is she feeling calmer, better, or how is Carmen?
Yes, it feels much better,
I
because
feel it. Yes, it is calmer. I feel it coming through much calmer. I feel your energy. Trust me. And you feel
Yeah.
you feel more relaxed with your answer. What you
Yeah.
already decided what you're gonna do, and that is the way to go about it.
Yes, and absolutely. And that's what's struggling her all the time, or is this what's struggling Carmen, because she is the person who always have to think about all, because she's a Libra. That's the zodiac sign.
Libra, yes,
Always
Libra.
You know, it's up and down until
The
it
other
got
pronunciation,
valid.
you use it
It
as
takes a long
Libra, but
time.
Libra makes good sense. Too.
Yes, yes, because
Yeah.
Libras is their mentality or their way about them is they don't know
Very
whether to please
practical,
themselves or
very
please everybody else. That's what the Libras are like. They don't know whether to please all everyone else or to please themselves. And it's hard for Libras to please themselves versus pleasing everyone else. Very hard, very hard. So you got to know that now is the time that you got to begin to
Take
please
care of you, Carmen,
yourself.
Yes.
and Scarlett.
And
You're going to be definitely taking care of Carmen more. You are.
yeah, and this is what happened now. So
You're going to help her more than she even knows, even with her family, because now you've got backup. You've always had backup, though.
yes, and with this help from them, from you and from the physical family, where they told me you don't have to fear, you don't have to worry about anything. All is good. You have your contract with us. It would be a good contract for you. It would be a good contract for us. They give me much more money that I could earn now.
Yeah, I know what you're about.
Yeah, because he said, well, you are alone. You have to earn some money
Now
more
I
because
just
you're
got
doing
to
a great
spend
job.
on you that
You're
it's
coming,
fine
you're
because
going up instead of going down. You're not taking no fall.
Yeah.
You're taking a rise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
in the
rise
event,
up, and that's the thing, to
in the
rise
event
up.
that the
You're taking a
penalty,
rise up, exactly. So no, you're not taking a fall. The only fall you're taking is what comes into your reality as to fear, to say, well, what's going to happen? Literally, and fear needs to just move it out of the way, and don't answer to it. Do not give into it ever anymore. Because
Yes,
it like
yeah, and this is what was troubling. This is what was troubling all the time, the fear of quitting without having something else in the hand, or something what I could make better to raise up my pocket. You know what I mean?
yes.
even in that
get
case,
all
it's
paid
to
and stuff
say,
like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you don't worry about that either. You give that to your higher self as well. You allow your guides and the universe to make amends for that, to make do for that, because they can and they will. They have perfect control. Yeah.
Yeah, they have, and the thing what I did was when I was lying sleepless in my bed and I couldn't sleep because she got so much worries and cares and stuff like that. I asked, please help me out, give me a clue, help me out, please. And then it comes, and then suddenly I said,
once you
okay.
calm down, it will. Yeah. And the thing I'm going to share with you is that in the event that they do state it's going to cost you, Carmen, Scarlett, just tell her it might be another answer if they do penalize, that probably even your family can pay you that and don't even be concerned.
Because you're going up. So you
going
don't miss
up,
that.
and you're
If
going
they
to get more
did,
money.
if they did do that.
Family, your family could be the answer to that. Think of it that way.
Yes.
If they charge you, just observe.
Yes, I will do this. I will do this, and so there, I got some new possibilities offered. In which direction I can go there. I can go with
already.
them.
Correct.
Directions are possible for me, and so I have time now to consider what's the best, because I'm off the old job. I got a new one. It's better for me. I rise up.
You can set your own hours. You can set your own hours now.
Yeah.
Yes. And
you don't have to work all those long hours. Yeah. See?
Yeah. And that's
more income. No, it's manifesting into something much better.
Yes.
The outcome of the employer now that you're going to be separating Carmen from, it's only going to be more beneficial regardless any resistance that might come by. The resistance will be held or held by your higher ups and your family, so you're fine.
Yes, and what's more benefit about it? There could be more. I get 6 days more vacancy, for example. I don't have to work that long all day. They have a shorter work time a day.
Exactly.
They don't work so long as I'm working 9 to 10 hours now. And so they're working 8.5
I have some
hours
time
a day.
adjustment, yeah.
So I have more free time. So it's perfect for
It's
me.
ideal.
And
Yes, yeah. I like I say, I don't see it lasting long because I see that something's gonna
It's going upstream
move,
far
a
enough.
shift's gonna happen.
Yeah, you're going to go downstream
But-
instead and
but
with
for
your family,
now.
it's going to benefit you more. The upstream resistance is over. By Wednesday, it's over. And they're, regardless of what their condition is, we accept. That's fine. We'll take care of it. That's
yes, exactly.
That's
That will be so. That will be that way. And as Shiva said the moment before, it will lead me to the place I really belong. It leads me to it serves for now, but I will go further, and I will
Yes.
find this. I
Because
will find
here's the
it.
deal.
Yeah.
Because the thing is what everyone must do this, no matter who you are, in order to create the type of life that you want. Since you're aware that you're a co-creator and that you do create your own life, whether you're aware or not, you're creating it. So might as well be aware and create it. And then you must decide on what you want. And if you cannot decide on what you want, then how can anyone give you what you want? You know what I'm saying? So everyone must decide what they want. And that means once you decide what you want, then you begin to create that. Because you know what you want.
To add to that as well, which resonates highly because Abraham spoke of this very well. They stated, and I resonated with this so powerfully, and I know you're going to agree, you both will agree with this. If you don't know who you are, you never defined that. But in your 3D mind, because you were taught from your birth, in a sense, that you are such name. Well, that name is one thing, but in the higher realms, you're a different name. Hence, Nightwing, Scarlet, and Shiva, Lord Shiva. These names will seem bizarre to you, but that's our highest selves. We want you to quiet your mind and open your heart more. That's where source lies. The universe speaks through there, does not speak through the chaos of the mind. Don't be fooled. And that's what then you will discover what you want in your life of creativity that brings you fun, joy, happiness, peace, serenity, to actually even improve your health, to let go of the fears, let go of the stresses that hold you back. That's resistance. We speak of upstream and downstream because upstream is resistance. Downstream is actually positive. Though the terms might seem misleading, they're not. When you open your mind up to let go into your source chakra of your heart, that understands better. Always meditate, do daydream, to let go of the mind, to let it wander. That's what our message is to you. And we want you to not be afraid of change.
And a lot of people do not know how to meditate.
Sorry?
Those who don't know anything about meditating, and they're so used to praying, that's praying is okay. It's just as long as you're not praying to some deity or God or something specifically. Great. You can pray and then but just let it be an open prayer. Like let it go out to the universe, to the whole, not to something particularly. And if you pray, then you pray for something that it involves the wholeness of everyone, not just yourself. And what you create, you should create something that is for the whole and not just for you. It should be for the collective.
Gotta be a collective direction. Agreed. Yes. And prayer is, from the religious factor, we understand you may have that indoctrinated or just shown to you to do, even though maybe you didn't understand what that meant. But it is a sense of private connection, yes. But it's not meant to go out to a specific. It's broader than that. I agree, Shiva. That's right. Don't let yourself be fooled by just being told, do this. Why not question it and say, wait a minute, what about the within? Well, the within actually is you. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
In fact, it's not difficult because in fact everybody knows deep within what he or she wants. They know this, but they have fear to let it go out, maybe.
Not that I find that most people don't know what they want. since I've been asking people.
Because
I
they're already
found that,
being told what to do is why.
right. So a lot of people, they can't even come up with nothing. And as soon as they do, they come up with something that's not even, you know, it doesn't make sense. It's like,
Like, that wasn't even
is
what
that
I was
all you want?
thinking.
The thing is that the
Yeah.
thing is they must be aware. You must be aware that you are the
yes.
source. You are source, and that you like the fragment of source, and then source is everything. But source is giving you free will to have whatever that you choose to have, how much you choose to have of source, and that means you must take your mind or your consciousness and decide what you want to of source that you want. What did you want to create of source? Because you got all the sources you can use at your hand, and you can create anything you want. So you must,
Yeah,
Huh?
maybe it's this way. Everybody wants to have a good life. Everybody wants to be happy
They
in
can have
life.
it.
Everybody wants to have peace. Everybody wants to have love. But I think what you said is right too, because they cannot connect themselves as well, so to make it come true, because they fear, and the fear is blocking the dreams come true. I think
Yes,
that
and
is
fear does, and fear will
That's
do
a
that.
common practice, because the fact that, gosh, when Joe remembers he was a child, trying to define his calling on what talents, gifts, and abilities and skills he has, I already knew what they were. His father had an idea because it resonated with him. Then it was discovered that his ability was with his hands, not so much on history, facts of this nature that bored him. And like, that bores you because you're not trying to do, you're trying to resist what they're wanting you to do. And that makes sense, because you're more of a doer than you are, and a problem solver than you are what they want you to be. You love mathematics, you love getting your hands dirty to touch technical things, machinery, whatever it is. And you like to get involved in that. Music resonates because music to you livens your mind up. That's great. But many, oh my gosh, too many of you are stuck in to the point
Well,
where
the thing
it's
is,
a clue who you are and what you can do. And that's why
exactly.
you always keep changing your calling, is because you're trying to define yourself.
Then another thing is the thing is that a lot of most humanity do not know that they have talents that has been given to them.
Correct.
The talent is given to you, and it's given to you for you to make do with whatever you want to do with it. But it is your survival. It is your life. It is given to you to use to make your life become whatever you want it to become.
Correct.
But and a lot of times
help and share, yes, of course.
And a lot of times they're using the talent, but they don't know it's a talent that has been given to them from the source. So and everyone has at least one talent, and some have more.
Some have
and
many.
So you must tap into the one that is more suitable and more pleasing to you, and that is going to cause not only just for you, but it's going to make something for you and the whole, the collective.
Yeah, exactly.
And you and that's
really what they want you guys
to actually
get. Yeah,
that's the whole theme of my group that we're building, of the empire of the Trinity ship. It is for people to come in that have to take your talent and for you to learn how to use that talent, be trained in it, and then become an owner of it, and then you go out and build whatever you want to build with that talent. That's the thing of the group.
Right. Do whatever it is you love, and just use that passion. Totally.
And whatever, yes. And if you're passionate about something specifically, that's your talent. That is what it's what it is. You just have never exercised it.
So Carmen went through that a lot.
Yes, and it has something to do with that.
Huh?
I was saying,
it's something to do with
self-mastery. Sorry.
I can't hear him.
I said it's something to do with self-mastery. You have to become the master of yourself.
Of your life,
yes.
And that's what we say. You got to take back your life from the world that you've been spelled inside of, to believe one way that is not, to think of some way that is your life, but it's not your life. It is a life that has been put you into a spell to cause you to be in a reality that they created for you, not you. You didn't create it for yourself. They created it for you. And now you must decide, you must wake up and decide that that is not your life, because that's not what you want with your life. Do you want control over your life all your life? You want somebody controlling you, or do you want to know how to control yourself? This is why I said we don't need no police. What do we need police for? You don't need police. Police is a police. That's what the word means, police. That's what it means. And so what do you need a police? You need to learn how to control your life and not police controlling it, or no other being controlling it. And once you know how to control your own life, then so be it. Then you do what you need to do, create whatever you want, because you got the control now. No one else is controlling you.
Yeah, and I have a good example for that. A few days ago, I saw a beggar on the street with a shield. Please give me some money or food. And I gave him something, and I said, well, man, why are you living on the street? Why you just make something? Why you don't do something against it? And he was telling a very sad story, and I said, I believe you, that is true what you are saying, but you are the creator, and you don't have to live on the street if you don't want to, because you have chosen to live on the street.
Somewhere
so that's the reason why you never get off there.
Yes, somewhere in the back of his mind. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
he looked at me. Yeah, he looked at me and he said, well, how could I get off here? And I said, ask yourself, listen to yourself, what can you do to get out of here? And then try to do it. You don't need to sleep on the street. Just go to the church or go to all these benefit organizations. They will help you out. They will get you a new passport. They will get you a flat. They will give you a job. You can work for benefit at the homeless
exactly.
houses.
And don't try it one time. Don't try it one time. If one time it didn't go the way you expected to go, don't get disappointed. Don't get discouraged. Go try another way. Keep trying until you get there. Keep putting your energy towards something. And the most thing you must do is begin to think what you want and your thoughts, and then you let your thoughts go toward exactly what you want. That's what.
So true.
Yeah, I heard a video the other day, and the video said, and she was pretty powerful too, the way she was speaking. She said, go out to tell the prisoners, and go out and tell the mental hospitals to start putting their thoughts toward what they want to break out of that place, and see those doors open up. Bind your mind, your thoughts together. All of you get together and start thinking your way out of them prisons, and thinking your way out of the mental hospitals, and come on up out of there and let them doors open up. Don't just sit back and let it, and let it be what it is, because it's not what it is, because that's not what you want. But if you want to come out of there, start putting your thoughts toward it. You getting out, and all you bind your thoughts together and let them doors come out. I'm like, yeah, girl, go ahead. Let me go tell them all,
Oh, yes, and because this is the thing. The mind is the prison.
It is the prison, as long as you allow it to be. Exactly. Yeah. And so we have to make friends with it.
You and I, Shiva, discussed it about Jesh when he resonated with it, because he totally read it in a spiritual way. That because of oh gosh, I forgot his name. What's Zeus's 3D name? I forgot.
Who?
What's Zeus's 3D name? His world name.
Oh, Zachary.
Zachary has to play the game in this mental ward that he's in, that Zeus is infuriated with and tired of, and he has to play the mental game in order for their system to be satisfied about being mentally capable of being released and going to that court session to say he's mentally able. Yeah. So he has to play the game with them.
Yeah.
To let Zachary convince them knowingly, without any resistance in any manner, that he will agree partially to their terms. But in reality, he knows, I'm just playing the game.
Yes, he already told him that.
Awake. You guys want to do this? Fine, I'll play your game so you can just let me go.
But
Because
he's down. Listen, he's running the damn place. He's down there helping them. He's being the doctor down there for the people. It was a reason for him to go. He knows that.
Is he sharing with them?
He is looking after the people. He's seeing what's going on inside of the places, and he knows what's going on. And so now he's trying. He's helping all the people. They all go to him. Even the staff go to him. The staff. I'm not kidding.
I'm laughing because it's beautiful. He's still resonating.
I said, you down there running the show.
He
got women. He got the women and the staff fighting over him.
Oh man. All right, that's Zachary. That's not Zeus.
No, that's Zeus. Zeus the one. Do you remember Zeus is the one that had all the women?
Focus. Come on.
Zeus had all the women. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, really, and so he is, and look, and then he met this woman. Her mentality is, they call her schizophrenia, but there's no such thing. But so she's in there, and her husband loves her a lot, you know, and he misses her, and he wants her to come home. But she is afraid of him, so she don't even want to talk to him that much. But Yeshua goes in there, and
3D is dominating. Why? He had a fear in a drugs problem.
And, yeah, but Yeshua goes in there and he talks to her and he calms her, and then now her husband has taken a liking to Yeshua, so he puts money on his account. He's pretty well off guy, okay. And he buys him the clothes that Yeshua wants, shirts and pants, and buys them and send them to him.
Wow.
Yeah. I said, well, he must have took you on his wing like a brother.
He's still in there because he's got work to do inside.
He's coming home, not home
so
per se, but
maybe the people he's reached out
Tuesday. Tuesday he's coming. He's leaving to come back here, and I think he checks in over at the place over there.
We got to do check-ins. Well,
and then from there he be released. You know, then he comes home.
Probably have a little bit of freedom, even though Zeus is doing some work in there, which is good because he's probably helping a lot of people out.
A lot of things has happened to him since he's been there, and he's putting.
That's because Zeus is like unfolded at that point. I mean, Zach's like, this is my head. Zeus is like, I'm doing work. You can chill while I'm doing my job.
Yeah, he's coming back to his awareness and everything. Fine. Yeah, all his awareness coming back.
Yep.
Yeah, he's doing really good, you know. And the only thing is that he's put on some pounds, you know. He got some. And he was always so skinny, but now he's all filled out. Wow. He looks real healthy. He looks healthy because he's all filled out, you know.
Oh my gosh, he's really resonating with us.
Got a little stump here.
Oh
I said, look at you.
Wow.
Eating all that bad food.
Some weight.
But I said, so where? He says like 185. I said, so where you gonna be at when you get back? He said about 160, 65 the most.
Got some work to do, brother.
But he looks healthy. He looks healthy when you are. And I said, he said, I feel healthy.
I don't know if he does FaceTime you today. That it's been difficult to be able to focus on the pictures because I've been trying to work with Joe and.
Yeah, he asked me, did you send them? So
I apologize that Joe's not been able to create the pictures.
Don't send them then because he's coming Tuesday, so no matter what.
Well, his phone's been confiscated, right? So you'll get his phone back up soon.
Yeah, as soon as he gets his back.
So hopefully it's still fully charged. That way then all those pictures you've got, I'll take some new ones of Joe so we can see how Joe's changed to me. He'll be very happy to see that and we can talk. Because Scarlett's looking awesome despite the Carmen driving you nuts, Scarlett, but that's okay. Carmen will be much better very soon.
Oh yes, I will be. And I feel it too. I feel that everything will work fine for me the next week. And because I got help from above and I got help from my family, I got help from you, my.
And that's another thing we want to say is that when you're having a struggle in your life and you just can't seem to see your way out, it's okay to go and talk to someone. And it's better to go and talk to someone. Don't just keep fighting it with yourself. Don't do that. Go and talk to someone. And because the answer may not be within you, but it may be with someone else. Right. Someone that you feel comfortable talking to that can help ease the mentality of the decision that you're trying to make, whoever this may be, you know.
But that's the
exactly.
deal that resonates with you. If you're talking to someone who is actually asleep and give you analyzation too much to improve practical, that individual will not serve you. And you will know, just open your heart. Your heart will tell you, is this the right person to speak to, then safe to speak with about this that resonates with me? If not, keep going forward in your quest. There's another good mission terms for you to find that individual you can speak to, or our collective that we welcome, because you are safe with us. We only share love and light. We only
That's
share how
because,
people create.
yes,
You
and
able to have your passions. We will
yes,
not
and that's because I'm talking to you, and I was talking to some people I like very much, and they helped me too. I told them the problem, and they said, oh, I would do this and I would do that, but unfortunately, but the thing is, it was nearly exactly what you both were telling me.
There you go. Now that's your
You're
witness.
wrong, honey.
That's how
You're
you use a
wrong.
witness. That is a witness right there. When you get two confirmations of the same thing, that is a witness.
Twice.
That is the higher ups giving you the answer, because that's how I do with everything. If I got a second confirmation of what I heard over here, then I'm like, oh yeah, that is it.
That's definitely not mistaken
Yeah.
for realizing that.
That's
Yes.
very nice, very nice, and I feel so much better now, and I think I will sleep fine this night.
Yeah,
It's gonna be okay.
you will. You'll sleep good
Keep
tonight.
having a dialogue with Carmen for Carmen to know, so that way you both can embrace each other. Because I do that with Joe a lot more, and he's understanding further. The confidence is starting to build up. He wants to calm down more, and we only calm down when he actually takes a nap or goes to sleep. That's when I come in a lot more.
Yeah.
It's amazing the differences itself that I already knew. He didn't know yet until he came out of his mother, but I already came in place, and Abraham echoed it so well. You were aware before, because of the fact we already knew you were aware. I was like, oh gosh. He explained the whole thing, and they all said the same. So I was like, we've been aware since before we even came out of the wombs of our mothers. Totally. Of course we were.
You are,
But
exactly.
we were not incarnate yet. We were just starting to get incarnate, but our spirits started to come down as we started to form. Initially on cells. We knew about the cells already too. It's a different cosmos that you might understand. The universe is both broad as well as microscopic and below the micro. Many of you won't follow this in the public. Those of you watching this video may not understand this. For you who are awakened, maybe you will resonate with this, because it's fact. The universe is broad, yes, but it's also within. Try to comprehend that. Meditate
It's
on
more
that.
within than it is without. In fact, it's more within than it is out. You know, because time does not exist in
There's no time in the
universe.
Time
There is no time.
irrelevant. Time has been defined by humanity. Time in the universe is irrelevant. Take that out of your minds. You measure it by a clock that was designed from the sun. The sun's another energy source and communicates with us despite our distance, which humanity has tried to actually measure by light speed, but we're not even of light speed. We're faster than that. Thought is actually more powerful and resonates further than you know. We just ask you, all of us here, to actually understand this and meditate on it. If you don't know how to meditate, look on videos for YouTube. There are also for beginners on that. If you don't meditate enough, we understand. Quiet the mind, let it go. Don't lie to yourself anymore. Be true to yourself, because we, the higher selves, love you. We embrace you, and we know you're going to be fine. You just got to let go of all these lies and illusions and controls and crap that does not serve you. Never has.
And find that you have a higher self yourself versus your lower self. The lower self is the one that wants to keep you in the lower dimension and the lower thoughts. And anything in low thoughts is dealing with the low nature, is dealing with the 3D world, is dealing with the spelling of you being inside of a reality that is not your reality, that has been created for you, but is not you.
But you're also manifesting it too. So
and as long as you hold on to that, you'll always be that, you know. And as long as you put your thoughts towards something, you always create that in that energy. So change your thoughts and you change your world.
Correct.
Yeah.
Reality is everything. If you
Exactly.
if you don't want something, guess what? You're attracting it anyway. I don't want to be poor. change what you're thinking, your perspective. Actually want to be abundant. I want to have the necessary income to cover my expenses. I am wealth. I am love. I am. You end it how you wish, but if you make it an I am, you're gonna. I am healing.
And then and there was this person that had a relationship that has been just totally chaotic and totally narcissist, and finally they had enough energy and courage to get out of it, but and then while they walking away from it, they're still thinking about it. And as long as you get your thoughts going back toward it, you'll draw it right back in. You got to change your thoughts. You cannot think about it. You got to release it and let it go. You got to change the way your thoughts and putting your thoughts toward another direction. Because as long as you keep thinking about what happened and what didn't go right and how you want to be with something that is not even good for you, you know it's not good for you, but yet you still want to hold on to it. It's not even serving you. You must decide that what is good for you, is what is going to serve you in the best of yourself. And then that means if you don't have value, if you don't take value in your own self, how you expect something else to take value in you or anyone? Because you don't value you. So how can I value you? And why would I value you if you don't value yourself? So you must learn how to value yourself, and then you don't have to be concerned about someone else valuing you, because you stand in your own value. And you don't, and you don't, and then you won't accept narcissist relationships or whatever the hell. You'll choose what you want to have in your life and who you want to have in your life, because you want something that's going to value you the same way you value yourself. Because you decided to value yourself, you know, and not to look for someone else to give you the value. And that's what people do nowadays. They look for others to value them.
Yes, that's the good. I think that's some good words to think about for the next meeting we will have. That's
yes,
good.
hopefully I can get this done, take further down. Because let me tell you, when I'm traveling into when I'm going into the study, I'm taking you into hell, which is where you live, and I gotta open it up and show you that living in and this is and why were you why were you inserted into hell? What is the reason that you have to go to darkness before you come to light? All of this got to come out. And so, because the reason why you in the circle of hell, and it's 9 circles, and the reason why you have to go through there, because you the energy of source has come forth, and the darkness of itself and the chaotic energy with the light within is birth. The light is what brings it forth, but it does not come forth in light. It comes forth in darkness, and then in the darkness you change your energy into back to the light. So basically you got to come down to go up. And so we're looking to come away from hell. You got to walk through the circles of hell to get back to heaven, as you want to call it heaven, but it's not so much as what it says it is. Though you can call it heaven, but it's not so much as that. And everything is all in a whole. It's not it's heaven over here and hell over here and purgatory over here. It's all in that whole, right together. So it's hard. It's a very deep subject to bring out and to set it into form so that I can make it so everyone can understand it, because it's a lot to it. And every time you get to something of a phrase that's in there that refers to something else, you got to open that up and see, well, what does that mean? Because if I don't know what it means, it leaves you hanging, So I was like, oh my gosh. And then you open up another can of worms. I was like, oh shit, but I can tell you, when I get done, I'm gonna show you that you are just a spark of the true gods themselves, the primary gods, assimilated inside of a machine, working themselves out in every way. So we are source inside of a computer machine, and the sources is being worked out inside of that machine, and each and every one of the thoughts that we are, because we all are the thoughts of source. And so that's why I want to get you this, so you can see that. But I have to open it up in a Broadway, and yet so small at the same time, so you can see it yourself, you know.
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Because I have a guide, I have a whole guide they gave me to go by, to, you know, to take it step by step. But even in that guide, it's still a lot of stuff in there to open up, and it takes you to another whole nother thing. I was like, God, you know.
Yeah, but you
But
get
it's
to
so
feel
real.
be
If you can see
conveyed,
it, it's so real. Just like when you went to walk my boy into the astro rim, the boy. You remember you took him over. When you walk the deceased over, when you go in there and when you start walking them over, inside of that arena, to them they're not dead. They are in another life source, but
Yes.
and that life source that they're in is real to them. It is
Yes.
real to them, and just like it's real to us. This is just as real as to them as real to us. That's how it operates.
Yes, but they don't know they are there. You know, they even
Right.
can see.
And
They
then,
even can see.
yeah, and they can socialize and do everything just like we do right here in that same arena. And that's something. It's amazing. And they can live there. They can live there as long as they want, because you must go through the cycles of there's 9 realms, there's 9 circles of hell. You must go through each one, and each one of us has went through them. Now, a lot of us has went through the heaviest parts of it, and now we're this time we're in limbo, more or less, and anything.
Yes, and this is the point is I'm going to leave one of the cycles because the spiral goes up and not down for
Exactly,
everyone.
exactly, and that's where, and that's how it's going back. Yes, that's how it's happening now, and it's just amazing when I open up the big topic of it and look at it. I was like, God, it even to this day, the ones that's there, like Zeus and Aphrodite and Persephone and all of them, they're there, but yet they're still here to this day. They're here too, but they're there. Isn't that amazing? And they're all, and each one of those circles have they each one deals with a certain one of the 7 deadly sins. Now, yeah, each one of them deals with the 7 deadly sins, and that means you have taken on that life and indulge yourself in it more so than you should have. And so now you got to free yourself from that. And so that you'll stay in that circle until you begin to decide to be free from that particular sin. That I'm calling it sin, but I don't like to call it sin because sin does not exist. But it's an energy and a force. That's what it is. So until you decide that you do not want to participate in that force of energy anymore, then you become free from that circle. Then you go into another, to the higher circle.
That's actually more likely where we stand.
Yeah, that's right.
In that vortex for them to, because some people get stuck in their habitual destructionness that maybe numbed out to realize that they no longer want that, but their source inside them is saying, please liberate me from this because you're destroying me with that body that you're filling with whatever chemicals that is resistant to what I'm trying to do. And then they're so lost, they don't find it.
Yes, because the body was created in a low dense energy. And so you got to change the energy of the body and the mind of the body, because the body has its own mind. So you and the spirit must change the mind of the body and the mind of the mind. But the spirit must be the one that's in control. And you haven't been taught that. You've been taught that because you think you're the body, so you allow the body to be in control and the mind, and they're not. They shouldn't be in control because they don't have no limitations to themselves. You know,
Well,
everything goes with them.
We also try to intervene. We do try to intervene in order to help you understand. Listen to such individual. If you're stuck because you don't know how to get out, reach out your ears, your hands, and your mouth. Speak to someone who actually resonates with you, or be receptive, because maybe they're trying to reach out to you to help you liberate yourself from that we'd say cross, so it's not appropriate.
But that's a
It
good
doesn't
one.
really match well with it, but it could be your habit that's holding
It's
you
a good
back
one.
from
It's a
playing
good one though, because it's crossing your true self. It's crossing you. You know, it's a crossing of your nature, or who you truly are. So it is crossing you. So it's a good thing to use.
Yeah, the term could
Cross.
probably fit pretty well. I was just saying more of a habit, kind of like a ball and chain that's holding you back because you don't know how to let go of maybe that alcohol that calls you so much to numb you, the drug that does the same kind of effect.
Because
The problem is
that
you're
is
not
because
letting your heart then open up, and those drugs are going to distract you so much that then you can't liberate because you don't know how to. You've done it too long. That's where we come in place. Then we'll put somebody in your path to help you realize you want to be freed from this, let it go.
but the thing is
this
that
physical body of yours.
but the thing is that they have not come to the awareness to know that whatever they're entangled with, that it is not they're not into the awareness to know that they can simply change their thoughts in order to change their outcome of something. You know, you must change your thinking, and that's the awareness you have to come.
I agree with you. They're just saying for those who have, did you stay
And the other part,
yeah.
And the other part of it is that you still believing in the lie, and the lie thing to make you think that this substance is giving you a freedom, or it makes you feel good for the time that you feel it, and whatever you use, who knows, whatever, and, or you know, whatever you're addicted to, if it's sex, whatever, and it makes you think that it is something, it's got more control over you than you, but it doesn't, because the law of attraction and law of resistance is actually working, and the energy, whether you are aware that it's working or not. So if you're in a law of resistance, you must change yourself and don't have the law of resistance working, but have the law of attraction working. And the law of attraction means you must attract that what you want to happen, and not that you don't want to happen. So you begin to change your thoughts, and you decide what you want and not what you don't want. So don't say, well, I don't want this anymore, because that's the law of resistance. Say what you do want is, I want to be free, and I'm taking my life away from this because this is not serving me. And you keep speaking the positive outcome of what you want it to become of your life, and not be in the resistance of it, and saying what I don't want. Because as long as you keep saying you don't want, you're in the resisting of the law of attraction to change what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
And you can also attract people who align with that too, because people will align when you manifest them to, they will. Because they'll resonate with your frequency, and that's also adding to the same manifestation, which is supported by law of attraction. What you think, you manifest. Negative or positive, there is no negative or positive. It's what you're attracting. If it's wanted, attract what you do want only by positive affirmation, and we'll help with that.
and the only time you don't have control is when divine intervenes within in your will. And they don't hardly ever do it, but they will intervene if they have to.
They listen. It's just a matter of how you invoke it. And if your message is to invoke something negative, it won't be receptive. If you're something more that's actually loving and light that serves you and others around you, they'll respond, because that's what they respond.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that there's only a very small time that divine will come in and intervene in your free will to stop you from doing something or going a certain direction. Is when they have to override it. Very rare, but there's times they will
not
override
very
it.
often, but yeah, they will intervene if they realize that it's definitely destroying. But it has to be also free choice of
And if it's not only just affecting you, it's affecting the whole collective.
Yeah.
That's when they normally will intervene.
Yeah.
The only time they don't intervene that often, but they will intervene if it's something that's not only just affecting your life, but is affecting others that's involved.
That's why some accidents, even on the road, are actually prevented, because they intervene just a smudge. They'd set the stage. It's going to be avoided. Not always, but majority of the time. But we just wanted to give this one meeting on this slight topic, because of the fact it was extremely inspired. Thank you, Scarlett, for bringing the idea up, because your story really resonates well with many. And in the next meeting that we're going to schedule, we're going to continue on with this. It may be on a slight different topic, even though it's still the root topic for us is about Dante's Inferno, Paradise, and Purgatory, with the actual energies through the chakras. They're not just 7; they're much more than that. But
Yes,
we'll give you more invitations. We hope that coming meetings you will participate with us, because discussion is open, is structured somewhat, and we will share the experiences with our 3D selves that actually will echo how you're feeling, and maybe even, who knows, wake you up.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So thank you so much. If you'd like to subscribe. And
you want to say something?
Make any comments you like at the bottom of the video, down below as you like. And we'll definitely, if you even click the bell button to get new notifications for new meetings to come. We welcome you anytime. And please chat with us also on WhatsApp, because we are open there. We welcome new ideas that resonate, that are good.
And we usually have it on Sundays. Sundays is usually the day that we have this meeting on. So you want to say something, Scarlett, too?
Yes, I wanted to say for the last words today is I'm going to print my quit now.
Yes. Yeah, you quit, yes.
Yes, I'm going to print my quit now. And I want to thank you so much, because I feel so much better. And I know what to do now, because I got all the help I need. I don't need to think anymore about it, because all good comes when it comes. And so I let it come. And that's the message I want to give to you all. Don't be afraid to do something, to release something that does not comfort you anymore. Don't be afraid. Do the steps as I do it, as Joe did it before, and Nightwing helped him with this. So you always have help. So you don't need to be afraid. Just do.
That's taking back, yes, that's taking back your power and putting it in your control, in your hands. You're controlling your life now. You're taking back your power that you have given to someone else, or something else, or whatever you want to call it. And a lot of times we all have done that, and still do it to this day, if we allow ourselves to be in that weakness of the 3D world, 3D thinking. So you got to be able to take control of your life and have the power over your life and your decisions and your choices for what you want for you. Don't allow no one to have power over you ever. Don't allow it, because the world the world you've been expelled inside of. Yes, the world you've been spelled inside of is not serving the humanity that is in the way it should serve you in today's life that we live in.
Source loves you. Source has been with you ever since before you even came into that body of yours. And Source is going to definitely let you be who you are. That's the
because you are Source. So Source, yes, Source, the thought that you are, which you are the start of Source, and you are the conscious of Source. So you're like a fragment of that Source conscious, incarnated or walk in or whatever you are into this body. And so now of course you're loved by Source, but Source wants you to love yourself. Love who you are.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't love who you are, you're not loving Source. Are you Source? Yes, you are. So love yourself. Fall in love with yourself. Fall in love with you, and know that you are more lovable to yourself than anyone else can give you love. Shit. You can give it to yourself more than anyone. And then once you make that choice and decide that you don't need no one to love you, because you love yourself enough. You love yourself more than anything could ever love you. Then you can decide who you want to share your love with. And you make that choice. Don't just share it with anybody, because anybody gonna give you back what you give to yourself. And you did that much work you put in yourself. Don't just go and give it away to someone that's not gonna value it, because you put a lot of work in to learn how to love yourself. Trust me, it's work. And then not only learning to love, but unconditional love is the most important. When you learn that, you got it. Because there is no conditions. Now you can go and give to anyone, and it doesn't matter whether they treated on you wrong or bad, stepped on your toes or your feet, pulled your hair, whatever. You can love them, and love them with open arms, because you have unconditional love for them, and that's Source. Then you put on Source energy. You become in love. That's what that has been the dream of my life, which is who I am. But it was always my dream to become love. That's what you want to become, is love. You know? Can you imagine that? Just become that. Jeez, that feels so good. I mean, really, it's like liberation to me. You know, becoming love, which is not, the word itself doesn't even exist. So it's really it's a sound. Love is a sound. It's like it goes like yeah, yeah, it's a real sound. It's like, yeah. And that's what love means, a sound.
Let's wrap this
Nothing
up.
to do with
Sweetheart.
words. Huh?
Let's wrap this up, sweetheart.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going, you guys.
Well, I'll post a new invitation in the next introductory video, so that way you can join. You're more welcome to. And again, we thank you. Namaste to all.
Namaste.
Yeah, very much.
Yes. Did you shut down?